The Wait. Chicago, 4:45 p.m. Damian D. Carter leaned against the busted brick wall, hoodie up, eyes cold. The corner was light today, slow like the air before a storm. The block had a pulse though, and D could feel it. You learn to listen, out here. Every slammed car door, every glance too long, it was either business or bullets. Smoke's voice cut through the murmur. Damian turned to see a jittery kid no older than 17, palms twitching, first-timer. The kid said, "320s. Damian smiled thinly, passed him the tightly rolled baggies. Easy money. Easy enough to get a bullet in your back too. The corner wasn't just asphalt, it was chess. And Damian was tired of being a pawn. Later that night, Vega's man pulled up in a sleek black Charger. Window rolled down just an inch. "You D? Vega wants a word. You got the look of a man who wants out of the gutter." Damian didn't flinch, he just nodded. His life was about to change. Night. The city's heartbeat changed after sundown. Damian sat on the stoop of a crumbling 3-flat cigarette between his fingers, mind racing. The little money he stacked wasn't enough. The streets were moving faster and he was stuck. Corner boy, low level, disposable. That's when Leon Vega's man, the one with the Charger, came back. "Get in, no questions." Damian slid into the passenger seat, heart calm but fists clenched. Smoke was across the street, posted up, watching with narrowed eyes. Loyalty came hardwired in Smoke. If Damian was stepping into something, Smoke was already 10 steps behind. They drove in silence through the South Side's maze until the city's scars gave way to the polished edges of a gentrified district. They pulled up to a restaurant, no signs, all glass and steel, the type of place you don't walk into unless you're invited. Inside, Leon Vega was the picture of calm power. Mid-40s, Cuban, tailored black suit, and a silver skull ring on his right hand. He sat at a back booth, sipping espresso like it was a goddamn press conference. "You're Damian Carter." He didn't ask. It was fact. "You've been working corners since you were 15, small-timers. But you move like a man who knows how to wait." Damian's voice was ice. "I don't wait. I watch." "Good. Men who wait die poor. Men who watch, survive. But survival's cheap. I'm offering you wait." A manila folder slid across the table. Inside, photos, drop points, shipment schedules. The game laid bare. "You'll control a block off Halsted and 63rd. You'll answer to me. We'll see if you can move more than nickel bags." Damian's throat was dry, his mind wasn't. "What's the catch? You build fast or bone will. I like watching men like you sink or swim." That was the thing about this life. Opportunities were never clean. They came wrapped in blood-stained contracts you signed without ink. Damian left that night with the folder, his fate compressed in thin paper. He didn't notice the car tailing him through the dark streets, but Smoke did. From the shadows, Smoke watched as D got into the Charger again. Something in his gut twisted. He had a bad history with opportunities. They usually ended with somebody zipped in plastic. Smoke wasn't the smartest, but he knew when shit was about to get real. Vega didn't give chances. He loaned rope. And it was up to you whether you made a ladder or a noose. Back at Damian's apartment, it's like 2 in the morning. Damian spread the folder's contents across his kitchen table. Maps, coded ledgers, lists of names. Man, it was an empire in blueprint form. "You're in deep, aren't you?" Maya stirred awake, walking into the dim light in an oversized tee. She asked, eyes locking onto the paperwork. "This is the last move, Maya. After this, we're out." "That's what they all say, D. You're not climbing out, you're just digging deeper." Maya's laugh was soft, bitter. Damian didn't respond. He couldn't, because he knew she was right, but the weight had already been placed in his hands. Morning sunlight didn't hit this part of the city right. It felt filtered through grime, casting long, crooked shadows on the cracked pavement. Damian stood on the corner of Halsted and 63rd, folder clutched in his hand, heart beating steady. Smoke was leaning against a lamppost, chewing on a toothpick, eyes scanning. "So what's this?" Smoke asked, not looking at Damian. "This is the future," Damian said, holding up the folder. "That Vega future? Thought so. Ain't no such thing as a clean come-up, D. You getting set up to move product or to catch a bullet. Either way, I ain't letting you ride solo." Smoke spat the toothpick out. He stepped in close, his voice dropping. Damian knew that tone. Smoke wasn't asking for permission. Loyalty wasn't a word to Smoke, it was breathing. "You're in? I've been in since we were kids, fool, but you're gonna need more than me." Smoke chuckled. Over the next few days, Damien and Smoke started piecing together a small but tight crew. Reese, ex-con, smart with numbers, knew how to move money without it blinking on the radar. Juno, a tough girl from the west side, small in size, big in reputation, good with a blade, better with people. Ty Shakes Washington, young kid, barely 19 but fast, reliable, and hungry. They weren't an army, but Damien wasn't looking for soldiers. He was looking for people who understood silence, precision, and above all, loyalty. Vega's first shipment was small, test weight. Damien's crew set up shop at a corner store parking lot, a known neutral spot, but the block wasn't empty. Bones runners were already posted, slinging bags like they owned the air. Smoke walked up to them first. "Y'all must be lost," he said, casual, hands in his hoodie. "This Vega's doing? Sending kids to play grown man games?" One of Bones' boys stepped forward, a smirk carved on his lips. Smoke's right fist broke the boy's nose before the sentence finished. Chaos erupted, but it was controlled. Damien's crew handled it quick, efficient. No guns. Not yet. It wasn't about killing, not today. It was about sending a message. This block had new management. Later that night, the crew gathered, adrenaline still sharp in their veins. Bone ain't gonna let that slide, he won't. But we don't let him choose the battlefield. That's the D I know. Always 2 moves ahead. Smoke grinned. Maya was in the kitchen overhearing the conversation. Her eyes met Damien's. There was no pride in them, only fear. Every move Damien made was building a wall between them. But Damien couldn't stop now. He wasn't building an empire. He was building a way out. Damien's burner buzzed. "You made noise. Good, let's see if you can make money." Vega's voice crackled through. The call ended. "No congratulations, no promises, just pressure. We in it now, D, ain't no off-ramp." Smoke slapped Damien's shoulder. Damien looked out the window, the city sprawling like a battlefield. He felt it, the weight. And it was only getting heavier.